What's up guys, and welcome to my channel Flame with a 4. In this video we're going to do a step 1 on removal on a double din head unit for a Volkswagen Golf MK5. The first thing you need to do is remove these top Torque screws. So this is a T20, there's only 2 of them holding it in and it's quite a simple removal. So once you've got those T20s out the way, the next thing you need to do is go get yourself some trim tools, because you will need those to remove some of the plastic on there. As you can see here, this pulls away nicely just to get it loose. Don't take it all the way out, just get it loose enough so that you can get your tools behind there. The other thing you need to do is just go down the side and the bottom with the trim tool, just releasing some of the plastic. So as you can see here, the piece that is around the dials, which is obviously where all the aircon is and the controls and stuff like that, you want to just prise that up. Be careful, don't try and pull it away too much, because the last thing you want to do, guys, is break any of those plastic clips. Once you've got it loose, don't try and pull this out from underneath there, because it won't come. You just want to get it loose enough so that you can slide the top piece off, because the top piece comes off first. So as you can see, just getting it nice and loose. Once you've got that done, you just want to release the sides with the trim tool again, because it doesn't matter if this pushes against the plastic, because the plastic is safe to use. The plastic on the trim removal tool is very safe to use against the dash, and it will not scratch it. Once you've got it up and out the way, just go along the top, as you can see here, prying it up. Just be careful not to catch anything behind. The hazard warning switch is connected, so just be careful. You don't have to unplug it, you can if you want to, but I found just placing it on top of the dash was good enough for me to be able to get to what I want to. As you can see now, once it's out the way, there are 2 T20 screws again holding on the bottom trim. So this is why you don't want to be tugging at that bottom bit, but it's good to get it loose and ready. Right, so once that's done, the next thing you need to do is take out the 4 T20 screws, which are holding the actual double din head unit in place, and then just slide it forward. As you can see, I've had to take this one out because the camera wasn't working, so I just had to check the connections. I will be replacing the camera because the camera is broken on the MK5 Golf, so if you want to see how to do the camera and how to install it, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for some more. So we're just going to be putting it back in. Putting it back in is obviously simple. Do what you need to do to the head unit. If you haven't got one of these in there, then obviously place it in. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can find me on social media, and all the links to my social medias and stuff like that are in the description. So please don't hesitate to check them out. As you can see here, when you're putting it back in, you want to make sure all the wires are tucked down and out the way, because the head unit will push against them, and the last thing you want to do is short out any of the wires that are there, because the wires are so important. As you can see, I'm just kind of tucking them out the way. It would be nice to do, you could use a few little cable ties, maybe some black electrical tape, just to sort of keep the wires neat. But what I found is, in the past, when I've done them all neatly and stuff like that, it makes it very rigid, and it can push against the stereo itself. So I like to keep them loose how they come, but it's entirely up to you how you do yours. If you are a neat freak, then please go ahead and do that. Once you've got it in and lined up, guys, the next stage is just replacing those 4 T20 screws. It is very simple to put it back. It's just exactly the same as taking it out, but we will show you just in case you're not very confident on doing it and you want to know how. So as you can see, the bottom trim goes in first. So it's best to push the bottom on, get it all clipped in place, make sure it's not catching on anything. I like to have the stereo on when I'm replacing it, because obviously if something's gone loose and something's not working, then you can see that by by it being on. If it's off and then you turn it on and then you realise nothing's working, then you've got yourself a problem, haven't you? Because you've got to take it all out and do it again. Right, so once you've done up the top 2 T20 screws, just place this top bit on. It can be a bit of a nightmare to line this up, but what I found is if you push the top in first, like so, if you see I'm kind of jiggling it around a bit, but you kind of need to get the top on and then push those top 2 down, give it a nice little smack, and then you just need to replace those last 2 T20 screws on the top there, which are already in place. Once you've done those up nice and tight, guys, just put your little tray back on and you're done. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You've been watching Flame with a 4. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.